Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. Now this is a very special day for me and it's going to be a very special video and you will see why in a moment. I want to start off this video by giving you a bit of a background to my YouTube story, how I came to be here making videos on YouTube. I hope you will find it interesting and I think it will explain a little bit more about me and why I do this, and also where I'm going next with this. Now, I started my YouTube channel during lockdown. Now, if we think back to lockdown, it was a very interesting, difficult, and slightly surreal time in many people's lives. It was also tragic for many people who lost people during the pandemic. Now, at that time, I was living in quite a large house and I had a dog hotel. I used to look after dogs for people, small dogs, toy dogs. At that time, I had 4 dogs of my own, 3 Chihuahuas and a Pomeranian. And they were beautiful little dogs. And I also used to look after other people's dogs. I had a license, it was all official and above board. Now, when we went into lockdown, if you think about it, looking after people's dogs when they go on holiday is the travel industry. And the travel industry was closed down overnight. And so therefore, my business was closed down overnight. Another thing I used to do at the time was I was very involved in training in businesses. I actually do some acting and I'm a role play actor, facilitator and coach. That involved me going out into businesses and doing my thing. And again, when we went into lockdown, that was completely closed down. It did eventually go online actually, but it took 2 years for that side of things to develop. So thinking back to 2021, I was in a state of sheer panic. I had a mortgage and all my income was stopped. And this was before we heard anything from the government about grants. So I was very, very worried at that time. I was safe, I was at home, so what could I do? Well, I had this idea that I could possibly make YouTube videos, and I had heard that people could make money from YouTube videos. So I set out on a process of playing and experimenting with YouTube. And I think my first video from memory was about bee bombs, those little compacted balls of seed that you can throw into the garden like a bomb and it bursts into wildflowers. Then I did one about how to propagate a red banana plant by division. So that was the germ or the seed, to use a gardening analogy, of my YouTube channel, and that was 4 years ago. And it was a very steep learning curve for me. Bear in mind, I only had a camera and a wireless microphone that I had ordered from Amazon. So I set off and I started making videos, and I think it took me a month to get 30 subscribers, and I nearly quit. I very, very nearly quit in those early days. And then it started to grow a little bit and grow a little bit more, and I was encouraged. Now, at that time, you needed 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to join the YouTube Partnership Program, which is the place you need to be at to make money from YouTube. And I could see a pattern developing, and I could see and I could project that if I carried on, and I carried on making videos that added value and that were reasonable quality and that were engaging and that people liked, I could see very early on that if I carried on going, I would eventually become monetized on YouTube. I had no idea how much I would get paid. Again, it was a bit of a shot in the dark and it was blind faith, but I carried on. After the pandemic, my husband and I decided we would downsize. We'd had a shock to the system. John nearly lost his job. He works for an airline. So again, we were all in the travel industry and it nearly ended for all of us. And fortunately, interest rates went to very low and I did get a grant and John went into furlough, but the lockdown gave us a shock to the system and we decided it was time to reassess. We sold our big house and we moved into Rose Cottage, which is a 1-bedroom. thatched cottage. Happily, we did manage to pay our mortgage off, so we're here now mortgage free. And it's given me the opportunity to continue with YouTube. Now, I had 1 year of YouTube at Cherry Tree Farm, which was my big house, and 3 years of YouTube subsequently here at Rose Cottage. And 1 month after moving in to Rose Cottage, I was able to monetize on YouTube. And that was when I started to learn how much money you could make from YouTube videos. And I hit the button which monetized all my previous videos, videos from the past. And so now every single video I publish is monetized. I get money from the advertisers. People often ask me, how do you make money from YouTube? Well, every advert that you see, I get 55% of the revenue, providing people watch most of the advert. And so the more views you get on the videos, the more adverts are placed and the more money you make. So in a way, I'm now chasing ways of getting more views on my videos. I always want to add value. I always want to do something interesting. I always want a good thumbnail and a good title. But ultimately, what I'm trying to do is build a relationship with viewers and at the same time think, how can I make this video get good viewing figures? So, how much money did I make from my videos when I first monetized? Well, I think I made about £1.50 in the first month. But that was a little bit deceptive because subsequently some of my videos have gone on to do really, really well. And I will share with you actually the fact that one of my olive tree care videos has made me £1,300. That's a lot of money for the amount of work I put into that particular video. Now, I have put a lot of work into developing my YouTube channel, so I suppose you've got to average it out and even it out. But when I think about that, I give myself a pat on the back because that was something I created from nothing. I made a video. It's adding value to people with olive trees all over the world. People love that video and it's continuing to make me money. And incidentally, right, if you want to know how I do YouTube and you're interested in how I did that, here's what you can do. You can comment below, I'm interested in YouTube. And if there's enough people interested, I will set up some kind of Zoom call where I share with you how I do YouTube. So if you're interested, do put a comment below. Let me get back to the story. You will see there's a lot of cards on this table. I have a friend called Charlie. He's my best pal. I've known him for well over 40 years. When I got to 1,000 subscribers, he sent me a card. It's down at that end of the table. And it was the first of many cards, as you can see, because every time I went through 1,000 subscribers, he sent me another card. When I got to 25,000 subscribers, I said to Charlie, look, you're going to be sending me 2 cards a month. It's too much. Just send me one every 5,000. So now he just sends me one every 5,000. And one of the reasons this video is really special is, and I do feel a little bit choked up, is the support I had from Charlie, who sent me all these cards. But also the fact that now 30,000 people have signed up to my channel. That means a lot to me, it really does. I wake up in the morning and I check my subscriber figures, and it's a real fillip for me. It boosts my mood and it makes me feel good about the fact that I've created something from nothing that adds value to people's lives and also now pays me a reasonable income. And you subscribers out there have been very patient with me because you've seen me experiment, you've seen me play around, you've seen me do some daft videos that really probably shouldn't have been put out there, and you've stayed with it. So I really have to say, once again, thank you very much to you for being here, for watching videos. You'll be watching this one now, and I appreciate it. Charlie and my mum, thank you for your support. Subscribers, thank you for your support. It means a great deal. You've also been patient in the fact that I don't always answer comments. Let me tell you, I sometimes get hundreds of comments a day now. It's bizarre how it works. And that's not every day, but it's become a little bit overwhelming. And sometimes I accept that I can't answer all the comments, so I apologize for that. Now, AI, there's an AI tool that I can just press a button and it will answer it for you, but I don't want to do that because it doesn't feel real to me. Okay, so that's how I've ended up here as a YouTuber, talking about my garden and DIY projects with 30,000 subscribers. Now, what happened next was quite interesting. Two things happened. I was contacted by a company that offered me a free product. It was some raised beds. And at the same time, I needed to buy some equipment for my wildlife pond. And I thought, well, if somebody's prepared to give me a free product, perhaps I could ask a company if they would be prepared to support my wildlife pond project. So I did take the raised beds and I did a video on the raised beds and how to install them. And I still use them. One of them has got my asparagus crop in it. And at the same time, I wrote to a company called pondkeeper.co.uk, who immediately offered me support in my wildlife pond project. And I will be forever grateful to Pondkeeper because they were a guiding hand and they provided all the equipment. So I was delighted about that, and I'm still very loyal to Pondkeeper. Subsequently, I've been offered lots and lots and lots of products. I've also been offered fees to make videos. Now, I'm always very transparent. I'm always clear about the fact that if I've been given some money or an inducement, I make it really clear, but I do try and be honest about my products. Now, it developed to another stage because I thought, if there's product providers out there who want to put their products in front of my subscribers, and if I've got subscribers who want those products, maybe we could act as a conduit and we could get extra value for the subscribers, you. So we could get discount codes, we could get money off vouchers, we could get freebies. There's all kinds of ways in which we could work together with both product providers and you, the audience, to make something happen that was a really good fit. And I would be in the middle and it would somehow benefit me. That's why I set up the club, Mark's House and Garden UK Club. And it's been set up for 1 month now. We're 1 month in. We've had a full cycle of a month and it's gone really, really well. So again, many of the people that are in this 30,000 subscribers have now signed up to my off YouTube club, which is on my website, markshousegarden.com. And you might be thinking, well, how does that work? Well, the way it works now is if I get offered something like a wildlife camera or a chainsaw or a pair of gloves, I ask for 2. And you'd be surprised how many companies are quite happy to send 2. One is for me, like that chainsaw. And the second one is to give away to a club member. Wildlife cameras, I was sent 3. I've kept one for my videos, spotted hedgehogs in the garden, shared it with you. The other 2 I gave away in the December draw. So 2 of these wonderful wildlife cameras are now looking at wildlife somewhere else in the UK. So that's how that works. And you just have to join my club. So let me give you some more background as to how and why I've set up a club. At the moment, YouTube own the rights to everything. All my content on YouTube really is under their control. They decide where the adverts go. They decide how many adverts. They decide how many people it gets put in front of. And that's fine. And I'm very happy with YouTube. And YouTube now pay me a reasonable amount of money every month. All my household bills are covered by YouTube. But I'm aware that I am slightly exposed to some risk because if YouTube change the goalposts overnight or shut down or get bought out, that leaves me having done 4 years' work and it could possibly be for nothing. So I've set up a club off YouTube, a website. I'm building a database. I've done it properly in a limited company. I have a co-director, Jerry, who's doing all the data protection and all the legal stuff. My job is to create and grow the club. My job is to get in touch with collaborators and ask them to give us things for you, the club members. So in a way, by owning it, that protects me and it makes it more sustainable. It also makes it more sustainable because as the database grows with members, companies will be prepared to give us more things and possibly pay us a fee. And a large part of the revenue for the club is going back into the club for the benefit of club members. Now, if you are already familiar with the club, if you're already a member, you will know that the first 1,000 people to sign up will become founder members, and they will get 50% off the first year's admin fee and also get founder member status. What does that mean? Well, Jerry and I are determined to create some kind of founder member dividend because those 1,000 people are our early adopters, and they're going to help us prove the concept, and they're going to make it work. So at some point in the future, there will be some kind of dividend for those 1,000 members. You'll have to take that on faith because it's not a contractual term and we don't even know what it is or what it looks like yet. But I will be true to my word on that. And so the first 1,000 people, who again, thank you for signing up, will be founder members. And as the database grows, we will have more power, more buying power, more power to negotiate, and we will be providing value back to our club members. One thing I really must stress here is I'm aware that not everyone will want to join up, and that's fine. There's no obligation. I want you to join up. I appreciate you supporting it, but there's no obligation. And the people that want to just carry on watching my videos on YouTube and be subscribers, that will continue because those videos will actually be a source of advertising for my club because I will be signposting the club in my videos from now on. But you're welcome even if you've not joined the club. You were there before the club, so I appreciate you being there and I want you to stay there. The other thing is, if you're not in the UK, you can't join the club because it's difficult to take money from other companies. There's all kind of other countries, I should say, around the world. As a UK-based limited company, if I start taking revenue, membership fees, and other revenues from other parts of the globe, it becomes quite complicated for tax. So at the moment, and we might get to the stage where we can find a workaround, at the moment it's just for UK people. Again, that's why the videos will continue on the YouTube channel, because I am aware that 30% of my viewers are in the States, 15% are in Australia. Hello, Australia, the other side of the world. Who'd have thought that my videos are going all the way around the world like that? So I think I've waffled on. I'm going to summarize. I started off in lockdown. It's been a journey. You've been there to support me. Thank you. It's an amazing day having got to 30,000 subscribers, and I'm now taking it to the next stage, which is creating a club. Please do have a look at the club, and if you can join, please do sign up. We've had one prize draw. We've got one coming up. That chainsaw will be in it, along with several other things, which you will hear about because the closing date for the draw is the 25th. So I will do a video just before then, just to tell everyone that actually it's last call for this month. I have actually got some pledges for February's prize draw already. Some security cameras, some pond equipment. So it's all going really, really well. It's all going in the right direction. I'm going to leave it there. This has been a long video. If you're still watching, appreciate it. Thank you. Join up if you can. And I will see you soon with appreciation for more house and garden adventures. Bye for now.